Now, this is an excerpt taken from the nativeheritageproject.com website in regards to William Taylor, but a statement was made relative to the Brian family in which I'd like you to witness. This statement is, quote, "It appears that the Brian family had Tuscarora blood," unquote. Many content creators before me had done an excellent job explaining the many labels and false classifications of the America's copper-colored people. So I will not delve into it too far, but please note, white was also a classification given to many melanated individuals as well, and considered to be an upgraded status. I do not believe that the copper-colored people ever imagined that they would have their ethnic background eradicated in the future once they undertook the quote white unquote classification, nor did they believe the free colored classification would have them remembered as quote African unquote American either. The term mulatto was not as we know it to be today. Many mulattoes were completely melanated, meaning both mother and father swarthy or tawny, and yes, there was descriptions of dark mulattoes. And please research this topic for yourself. What you see before you is an excerpt from the website eastcarolinaroots.com and the relationship of Bridget Brian and Cyprian, I'm sorry, I done tore his name up, Cyprian Goodman, showing their daughter Rachel. Bridget, a well-known member of the Brian family, was documented on the 1790 census for Tyrrell County, North Carolina. It is eyebrow-raising that her Indian tribe information was ignored and she was simply referred to as a free-colored with absolutely no affiliation to her actual tribe. I've noticed that North Carolina chose to acknowledge the Pierce family and Simpson family as there are documentaries and many interviews available. However, the Bryans, Rosums, and Hill families have very few stories told, and or perhaps I have not found them yet. If you know of some resources, please feel free to put them in the comments. Yes, Bridget is noted on the actual 1790 census for North Carolina. Okay, Bridget is noted along with others as, the free coloreds, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I hate that term. I do not believe they were the only melanated aboriginals. However, they are the only ones recorded on this census. Bridget's granddaughter is Mahala Brian. This picture is Mahala Brian and one of her daughters. Unfortunately, I'm not sure which one. Mahala, which is the grown woman in the photo, is the daughter of Rachel Brian, and Bridget is her grandmother. Again, please note when observing pictures such as these, brightening of such photos was intentional, and by now we all should be aware of why. I'll spare you, kind folks, and not outright mention it, but think critically. My mom has been a big support system in my journey, and I recall asking her, why do museums have our family heirlooms? And she stated that it was customary for our family to donate old photos and such to the local museums. I said, well, that's odd because in television shows and old antique shows for non-melanated people, they have photos and heirlooms in their possession. Why would museums want our family photos and artifacts? Well, let's just say I was blind, but now I see. Check local museums for your family heirlooms. You'll be surprised in what you find. Admittingly, I need to do more digging because I see Mahala listed as the stepdaughter of Cyprian Goodman. However, in genealogy searches, tracking gets difficult as many people may skew the data, whether intentional or non-intentional. What I want to point out is that in Tyrrell County under British occupation, there was an original setup with apprenticeships. which included an apprentice and a master, and in many cases a trade assigned, and in others no trade recognized, but a contract established just the same. So, obviously, some people wanted to make it very clear that Cyprian was remembered as a, quote, slave owner, unquote. And I'm showing you a couple records out of an excerpt that was obtained from Tyrrell County, North Carolina's apprenticeship records from 1739 to 1884 that include Mahala, so you can get context in regards to the type of, quote, slave, unquote, he allegedly owned.